Hello and welcome to this video where we will start our journey with writing Yara rules. So let's start by writing a simple Yara rule and then advance from there. We will start with some basic stuff and then keep adding more features. So let's go to Yara directory. Okay, let me open CMD here. So we have, and we can see Yara. If you just type -h, it will give you the list of all the options we have and that we can use. So let's start by working with these samples which we had from our previous lab. So let's first go with this one, the basic one, which was not too evil. Let's drag it to PE Studio and use some of the information from PE Studio to write our rule. Now by default, by the way, you will see PE Studio will generate the hashes in uppercase. Just right click on it and create and select remove the tick, so it will give you lowercase, because if you remember in the presentation we mentioned you need them in lowercase. So let's start our basic rule first. So let's go to our Yara here. Do I have a good text editor here or not? What editor do I have? Notepad only. So let's see. Text. Okay. Yeah, no problem. Let's just go with the text editor. What can we do? So let's say rule 1. You can name it what you want. Usually it's good to give it a name. I'm just gonna go with this basic name, and I'm gonna give it Yara as the extension. Yes, and I'm gonna say, let me open it with more applications. What? Yeah, we don't have. So let's Notepad. You can use any editor, like if you have any other editor you can use that. So let's start with our first rule. So let's say rule, what was our sample's name? Not too evil, right? So let's say not too evil. I'm gonna call it hash because I'm gonna search based on the hash of it, and I'm gonna open close. I usually prefer Okay, let's continue. I just got a phone call. So here we are gonna start our basic rule. In this one we'll start by searching based on this hash value. So we need to import the hash library for that. So we can do this. And since it's only a condition here, since it's only checking for the hash value, so we don't really need to check for strings. So I'm not going to add a string section. So I'm going to check for the Md5 hash. Do I press that twice? Okay. So checking for the Md5 hash. So we are going to start again from the offset 0 until the file size. So we're going to check all of it. It should be equal to, let's copy the value and bring it here. So this is gonna check based on the Md5 hash. We can also do, let's actually do the other one. So let's do the SHA-1. SHA-1, so I'm gonna update this. And so let's copy the value. So we can now do this, or yeah, we can do this or this one. Let's see now how we will be using this. So again, this is a basic rule. We'll keep updating and add more features to it, but for now let's just use this one. So we'll do Yara and then the rule, which was rule 1. And then the target we want to scan, so it's users, user, and then let's scan the excuse me, scan the downloads directory. So we can see there is undefined identifier. Why is that undefined identifier? Let's see again what's wrong with my hash. So import hash, the rule, the condition hash. Let me put them between brackets, maybe this will help. And then this, and then the final one. This is where a good text editor will really be helpful. Rule identifier, undefined identifier. So what's wrong in this? Is it the spaces? So hash.md5 file size equal condition. So don't see anything wrong in here. Oh, the double quotes. How did I miss that? Okay, sorry about that. But okay, so now if we do a scan, we got nothing. But that's, by the way, for a reason. If we go to the downloads directory, if we go to the downloads directory, so it's good. Also, you saw my mistakes. So what this is going to do is going to search in this directory. But what we wanted to do is actually wanted to search recursively. So we'll add the -r. So that way we can now search recursively. And as you can see here, we have this sample. This one is the one we created the rule for. And it seems we have a copy of it. What am I? And these are both two of the same file, just different names. So as you can see here, if we scan on the hash, we can get a match even if the file name is a little bit different. Okay. So now let's save this and let's do another one, but this time we'll do Yara 2. This time let's search for some strings in there. So this time let's do some string search. So let's do some string search. Let's go back here and go to strings. Let's get this. So this time we'll add a strings section. So let's define, let's say str1, or maybe we'll do something else. So we can see here, this is one of the strings which is unique. So let's take that. So we can say str1, or we could probably call it SS path. You can call it anything actually. So we'll do this is one, and let's do another one. So we can search for ping 8.8.8. So let's copy that. I'm gonna search for ping GDNS, Google DNS, and so let's delete this and just search for Google, this one. And we could also search for cmd.exe, and then here what we could do is, let's do this, leave these conditions here, and let's write our condition. So we can say like, let's say just all of them. This should work. Let's check this out. So now we have Yara -r, rule 2, and then C users, user, downloads. Illegal escape sequence. Let's expect end of file, expecting a string. What did we miss this time? So we have strings. Okay. Yeah, this one should work. Strings modifier. Okay, so I just checked the documentation, and it seems I was missing the escape sequence character. So let's just add that, and now check our rule again. -r rule 2 C users user1 downloads. Okay, so now this time again, you see this time it managed to identify other files that also have this or this or this inside of them. So any one of them matched. Let's do another check, by the way. So let me put this here so I can comment this out. And yeah, let me just double check. This should work. Yep, all good. So let's do another check so we can comment this out, and now do, for example, we need, let's say we need SS path, or we need, let's say, or let's put these between brackets, ping G DNS and CMD. So we can do something like this. This way we want to make sure that this is available, and then any one of so if we want to check either this one is available or both of these are available. Okay, so we can do that. So let's check now how this will work. So if we do this, we can see we now have this. And by the way, the rule I will show you how we can exclude that, because we don't want that to show up in our results. I'll show you how we can exclude that in a minute, in a couple of minutes. So now our rule, what happened is we are checking if it's this or this. Okay, so if we switch this and make it like and then have an or between this, so this has to happen, has to be available, and then any one of these will also give me the answer. So let's check now. If we do that, we see nothing really changed, because it seems these samples also have the same thing. So what we could do, maybe if we do this, so we have an and between them, we need all of them to be available. So let's check that. Okay, we'll do a lot of different options, but let's check this one now. So what will happen now? It seems all of them are the same file. This is crazy. Maybe I've renamed them. I don't remember about this. So what else do we have here? Let's check something which is really part of this one only. So we do see the cert util. So let's copy this value. Probably this should be good, unless the other ones, by the way, are also. Let me double check. That's interesting to see. Where is the other one? So it's in lab 4B. Okay, so it's in lab 4B. This is lab 4B, and let's drag, drop here, and see what this one is gonna give us. So the string, the hashes don't match, but let's check the strings. Oh, okay, so that's the reason. Yeah, these are identical. Okay, so we'll need to do something different. Let's let's add, so this one deletes shadow copies. Yeah, let's ignore that. Let's go back here. Let's see what else do we have here which is very unique to the sample, probably. Okay, so what we could do, by the way, here in this case is, so as you can see here, it gave us false positives. Why? Because these strings are also in the other sample. So sometimes this is good, by the way. You can now search for, they might belong to the same threat actor but they have a couple of basic changes in them. So it's good that we saw that. But if you are you want to be very specific on a sample, so what we could do is put an and here, and then put the hash dot md5, and then 0 file size, okay, and then all of this equals some path. So this starts here, this one, and I think we need another one. Yeah, so let's take this now, go back, copy the value, bring it here, and let's see what do we have now. This is just a name, by the way. You shouldn't be naming them this way, but you can use your own, whatever naming convention works for you, to help you later on identify the samples which you're working for. So it's usually up to you how you want to do that. So see, this time it seems only these are the ones that are really matching, because this time what we wanted, we want those strings to be available, that's one, and we also wanted to have this hash value. But again, if we don't, and we want to search for like a family of the same sample, then we'll need to exclude this and use just probably, like if we exclude this and use just this, then this time if you see, it will give us all the other files. So it depends on what you're looking for, okay? But this one probably will be much better in case of you're looking for more strings. Now, we saw one thing happened in the, where is it? Which one did we have? So all of them, let's put a, yeah, so let's, but let me do this. So let's do another check. Which one? I think it was like this. I want to get back the Yara rule in the results. Yep, here it is. So in this case, see, we got the Yara rule. So how can we exclude that? One way to exclude that, by the way, is to add the check for, to add the check. Can put a space here just so you can know that there is a, and we can do this, and okay, let's do it the basic way. I'll show another way. So mz header, Okay, and mz header, and then just close that. And now I need to define the mz header. So I'm gonna say mz header equals mz. Okay, and now what I will do here is I will say mz header but at 0. So we need, this is closed, and yeah, we need the other one. Great. So what this means is I'm going to also check at offset 0 for the mz header. So that way we should be able to not get this answer again. So let's, what is this? Undefined string mz header. Didn't I define that? mz header. Typo. Okay, so this time, as you can see, we excluded that one. Why? Because we are now checking at offset 0 for the mz header. Okay, so that way you can do it this way and check for the header, and that way we'll also exclude the file. Let's do another Yara rule. So this was 2. Let's do, we did a lot of changes to 2 actually. This should be maybe 3 or 4. Okay, so let's do 3. This time let's look for what should we look for this time? Let's go back here and see. So we did the strings, we did the hashes. Let's look for imports. Yeah, let's look for imports this time. So let's go to the imports and let's search for URL download, this one. Copy import names. Okay. So this time let's do this, and again yeah, let's maximize this a little bit, give us some space to write. Okay, so this time what we will be doing is PE. Now we'll deal with the PE. We'll have to import that. I will do that in a little bit, and say sections like we saw in the presentation. So PE sections, okay, and let's say, oh sorry, not PE sections. We are now looking for an import. So we need to I'm checking the documentation just because I keep forgetting stuff. So we need to do the import, and then we want to say this was imported from URL mon, as you can see here. So we are gonna say URL mon.dll, okay, and then comma, and then we put the URL download like that. So we are gonna, this is our condition. This time let's see how many samples actually have Yara, then -r Yara rule. This should be number 3. See users, user downloads. Let's do that. Oh, we forgot the PE. Yeah. Okay, so import PE. And as you can see, you saw all of my mistakes, so keep the documentation handy. SSH, oh, because we didn't use them, by the way, so now we'll get an error for that. So what we can do now, if we don't need them, we can put like this, try it out. So we commented all of them, and yep, so we can see that all of these samples have the URL the download URL download to file function. Okay, so URL download to file function. Let's see something else also, probably here in this one. So this one has sleep from kernel 32. So let's do that. Let's do and. Let's do the import. Let's do this. So p import, I'm gonna do kernel 32.dll, and I'm gonna do sleep, and let's also do Let's also do from kernel 32, which is the create process A. Create process, process A. What did I copy? Copy import names. Oh, okay. So we need all of those in order to be identified. So now let's do a search. So it seems all of these still have the same they all have the URL to download, they all have the sleep, and they all have the create process. Okay, so that's why we got a match for all of them. But anyway, you can see that this is how you will be checking for imports. Okay, let's do a test about a section. So if I go to downloads and then we can let's do, so let me do another save as, call it rule number 4. Okay, and let me do this time searching for a specific section. Okay, so let's search for a specific section. So in our sections, this one, so let's actually go, do I have UPX here? Yeah, here is UPX. Okay, so let's do this. So let me open, extract them here, and what I'm gonna do this time is let me take the netcat and see. So let me take, where is it? Okay, so let me take netcat and copy it here, and let's do this test. So let's go here, and UPX, if you just do that, you'll get what you need to do. So let's do UPX. Okay, and then the output file will be packed nc.exe, and then we have the nc.exe. So let's do that. So now we have a packed version of netcat. So let's do this. And by the way, one of the mistakes I did here is I never changed the rules. So here I'm gonna say search for packed netcat. Okay, we're gonna do that. So now if we go to the library, the sections, we'll see that this one is UPX 0. So let's copy that value, and this time what we are gonna do is let's so let's also, I'm not deleting stuff, but you can delete them since this is actually now another. So let's do this section index, and then let's do the UPX. So we're going to search for that. Okay, so pe.section index UPX. Let's see if there is some string, so we can add a string here also. So should we use this one, or maybe, because it seems or let's check for virtual protect. Yeah, let's search for this one, this function, copy the value. So let's go back. So what we will be doing here, and pe.imports, we have virtual protect should be from the Let's go to from kernel 32. So we where is it? Imports virtual protect. It's from kernel 32 exactly. So we have kernel 32.dll, and we have the function which we want to search for is virtual protect. So let's check this one out. We don't need this anymore. Let's do this. So Yara minus R rule 1 2 3 4 excuse me, user downloads, and then we are searching, so we didn't get anything. We did the minus R, so PE sections UPX 0 yeah, this is UPX 0. PE.imports kernel 32. So let me just do one final check. Okay, so I think the issue is with, there might be a dot here, I don't, wow, there is something wrong here. Kernel 32.dll. Let me do this. So sections, we have 3. Okay. So let's do this. Let me do, I just want to double check that this is working. Lots of mistakes, huh? P section index, which should be like this, and then p.imports should be like this, and then what do we have? So let me do it this way then. p.sections, and let's do section 0 equals UPX. Let's see if this one will work. Wrong user ID sections. Excuse me, wrong usage identifier sections. PE sections. What's wrong with that? Oh, the biggest mistake. Then we are searching for sections.name. I forgot that. Okay, so now it should work. Yep. Okay, great. So let me bring this back and put this also between brackets. Yeah, this one now should work. Good. So now, yes, great. So we managed to find both of these. Okay, so even this one was because I'm sure it has also the UPX for the section and the virtual protect. Let's see how we can maybe add something in this one that's a little bit different from the other one. Not the sample. So if we go back to this sample, I think, yeah, the packed NEC. Let's also check the what was our result? So UPX and the packed UPX both are the ones we are get. Let's see, what do we have something in different from the other one. So sections also UPX1 UPX. This has the resource section, so probably we can use that. We can use that. Yeah, let's use that one for our check. So here, if you saw, we have UPX2, so we could add to our rule that first we want it to be this, and we want it to be UPX2, so this will be section 0, 1, 2, so this will be 2 equals UPX2. So now if we go here, we should only get one result back. Exactly. So everything is working good. So in the presentation, we saw that we wanted also to write a rule for sysinternal tools. So let's go ahead and get the sysinternal tools. So we'll see how maybe some of them are similar. So let's do this, call it 5. Okay, and here I'm gonna call this sysinternal tools. Okay, so that's what I'm gonna call it. Let's take, for example, the autoruns. Let's do this. We'll check a couple of them. So what we're gonna do is first, so I'm gonna use strings in this case. So let's delete this. Let's keep the MZ header. Let's keep that. We'll delete those for now. We'll see what we'll add. But for now, let's keep the MZ header. Let's see, what do we have here? Auto start program viewer. We need more than that. So if this is still certificate expired. Let's see, strings still being analyzed. Let's wait a little bit for this. So I'm gonna pause the video until this ends, and then we'll get back to it. Okay, so we got the strings. I'm gonna also do, by the way, another one. So let's do the PS exec. I think that was also required. So let's do this. Let it do some calculations while we check this one out. So if we go here, see what strings do we have that could be used. So this one could be, like, it seems this is the PDB file. We'll need to see the other sample. If the other one also has this, then probably you can use that. So if we go strings, it's still being generated. Seems a lot of strings there. So we could, yeah, really use this one. So let's copy the values. Let's take this out at least for now. See if there's anything else. So we can see virus total. open Microsoft system. Okay, so we probably can search for this string. Yep, let's do that. So let's go back to our rule. So here we are gonna add some string. I will call that the PDB file. This is actually PDB path, so let's do that. And here we'll do this, 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 and finally this. So we have now two strings. Let's add the other one, which is the let's call it a signature. Yeah, or call it sys internals. Anything, you can call it whatever you want as long as you understand what that is. Like, so where is our, yep, this one. So let's copy the value, but we are only gonna search for sysinternals, not autoruns, because I'm sure autoruns will not be the same in psexec, because it's a psexec, it's not autoruns. But I'm sure sysinternals, for example, you can see even the URL, we can probably use that. But let's see, do we have sysinternals? Yep, we do have that. So we can probably use this to search for. So let's do, let's put this here and do any of, what did I do? Any of them, any of the strings. Okay, so now let's, this was number 5, so Yara minus R Yara rule 3, 4, 5 C users view, not documents, downloads. Yep. Okay, so yeah, so we see that we found lots of other stuff in those rules, and that's because yeah, what we found here is any of these got classified as the as a sysinternal. So we need to tune our rule to just search for that. So let's do not any of them. So let's do the MZ header and PDB path and the sysinternals. So let's search for them this way. This way should be much better. And why did we miss that this time? So that means, by the way, the PDB path is probably not in all of them. So let's do the MZ header and sysinternals. So let's do this. MZ header. Okay. MZ header and sysinternals, those are a must. Okay. And yeah, let's do this. The PDB, let's check actually the psexec. Does this one also have a PDB path? Let's see what it is. It has other stuff. Probably doesn't have a PDB path. Or it might be different. Actually, it's definitely going to be different. What am I talking about? So let's exclude this, by the way, because this was a PDB for the autoruns. It's not, you can't find it for everyone else. Okay, so yeah, let's just check for this and this one. Okay, sorry about that. So let me do the search now. Yep, this gave us, but we also got this. Oh, this is the rule, and that's because we need to say mz header at 0 and sysinternals. So now it should be exclude that. Okay, so it seems this rule now only finds these, and the way sysinternals is written in all the rules is written differently. So what we could do is this one, and then define another rule, say sysinternals URL, and say this one. So probably this way. So we want that, that's a must, and we want this, or why did I delete that? Want this or what? The URL should be fine. So let's do a search again. So good, seems these got also in the way. So we did get, by the way, much better. We got all the sysinternals, but the reason why, by the way, we got these is because they all include the sysinternals URL or the word sysinternal, because they were downloading that. And now this one, the Velociraptor, probably is also dealing with sysinternals. So let's try to find something very unique to sysinternals. So what else can we search for here? This is PSExec. I think we could search for probably the word Microsoft. And this is, I just want to show using the strings. There are other ways that we could probably do this. So let's see, do we have Microsoft somewhere? So yeah, we do have Microsoft. What else do we have? Lots of strings. So what do we see? Yeah, probably we can search for add Microsoft here. It might exclude those. Let's see. Yeah, let's take any one of these. I just want the Microsoft part. So I'm gonna say here $sign Microsoft, and delete all of this because I don't want that, and I can even delete this, probably leave it this way, or, and then here, or Microsoft. Let's do a search now. Oh, because we added the or, sorry. So we need, yeah, let's do and $sign Microsoft and the sysinternals. This should be better. So we need all of those. This should be much better. Okay, so now CLS, Yara, yep, we are much better now. So we managed now to find all the sysinternals and exclude everything else. Why? Because now we are searching for the MZ header. This is to exclude the Yara rule and any other rule which might have these by coincidence. You never know what happens. Okay, and then here, let me delete these also, I don't need them. And here we are searching, it has to have this, and it has to have Microsoft, and it also then have to have either sysinternal or sysinternal URL. So that's basically how we can write Yara rules. There is another way. This is the basics. I'm going to add another one, especially for, excuse me, checking byte at the byte level, and a little bit stuff more in more complicated or more detailed, but that's not going to be using this method. We'll use something a little bit different. Okay, so I'm gonna stop this video. Let's consider this Yara 101. I'll add another video for the other one. Thank you for watching, and if you have any comments or questions, please leave a comment. Okay, thank you.